Vijay Drakoi. I will speak now.
Saint Harambe's eyes. What a mess. You look like shit, kid. But I guess that's to be expected after the fight you had, which technically you won, by the way. I'm gonna guess by that supremely bruised and messed up look of surprise on what's left of your face that you know who I am. I'm good at reading faces, even when they're equal parts of bruise, bandage, and raw hamburger. Yeah, I'm me. The main event. The top-tier champion of the fighting circuit. The one, the only, Overdrive. Don't keep making that face. It'll stick that way, and you're gonna look surprised forever. I've seen it happen. Just keep calm and treat this like any other brush with fame. Even the gods were just people once. And don't try to talk. Between those tubes you got in your face, and the way your head's all wrapped up right now, it's probably best to keep quiet for a while.
Dr. Halliburton, you have a code yellow in room 4. Dr. Halliburton, code yellow in room 4.
I just wanted to poke my head in here and see how you were doing. I watched your fight the other night. I watch all the fights, even my own. It's a good way to see things that maybe aren't apparent when you're in the cage. Things you might not notice in the moment, maybe your opponent does. And I noticed quite a lot of things about you, kid. You've got a look to you. Just the way you stand up in your skin that tells me so much. I've seen a lot of eager young fighters like you. Fresh and off the streets, ready to toe the line and kick some ass. Win the prize and grab some fame. All your hopes, all your dreams of fighting your way to the top. It's written on your face like neon when you climb into the cage on the first night for all to see. You'll let go of all that hope in time. Most of them do anyway. Unless you've got some carbon steel willpower in you that I can't sense yet. And willpower is very, very important to what we do in all of, well, this. The fighting circuit. The blood tournaments, the cage matches. The arena where contestants walk in and winners walk out. Willpower is what keeps you on your feet when your body gets broken in the ring. Willpower and pride. Pride is like a second backbone, just harder to break. Let's say you pull through and heal up from your present predicament. Let's see your chart. Goddamn. That other guy really did put you through the mill. Broken. 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 Concussion. Broken. Ruptured. Holy Ned. This looks like a column of medical terms on a test, not a list of something that's gotten messed up on one person. That's got to hurt. Even through all the painkillers I'm sure they've got you on.
Specialist 06, report to surgical suite 3. Your amputation case has arrived and is being prepped for surgery. Specialist 06, report to surgical suite 3.
You'll make it through though. Get back on your feet, I mean. This clinic we've got here doesn't mess around. If they can put a fighter back together, get them back in tournament condition, they will. And if not, they'll at least try to get you fixed up enough so that you can still get along on your own out in the world. Though maybe with some new and interesting chrome and implants. So let's say the clinic gets you all patched up in a few weeks, and you decide that risking your body in the arena is the lifestyle for you. That's just heckin' wonderful. You're gonna train. You're gonna train a lot. All the time. You're gonna get your face rearranged, get your limbs twisted and bent up into new and interesting shapes, get your bone cage knocked in.
Technician Gunderson, report to the incinerator room, please. That thing is happening again. Please fix it right this time. Technician Gunderson, please report to the incinerator room, please.
You're going to learn 1,000 new ways for your nerves to inform you that you are experiencing mind-racking agony. That's how you get better. And if you get good enough, you'll reach a point where you want to see just how good you can get. Not just testing your limits, but actively broadening them. That's what I've been doing my whole time in the circuit. I started young, started small and green, just like you. No plan for the future, just an idea that I could fight my way up the ranks and do great things. And of course, there was really no going back. A few wins, a few prizes, and the game gets its hooks into you. In a way, it's like signing a deal with the devil just to pay the rent. But some devils, you can get used to them. And now, I don't mean this to sound boastful, but there is no one else quite on my level. I've trained, I've fought, I've bled, or I used to. I've gone through it all 1,000 times over, and 1,000 times again to get where I am today. And I've stood on the shoulders of giants to do it.
Specialist 4 Michael, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 1 and prepare it for the next implant procedure. Specialist 4 Michael, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 1.
You know, once you're past a certain point in all this, once you fight your way up from obscurity and get enough wins under your belt that people become aware of you, when you make a name for yourself as a fighter, there comes a time when things start to cascade and flow on their own. The prize money starts to add up, the social influence starts to grow, and you start to become famous simply because you've become famous. Everything becomes yours if you want it. Everything you could ever ask for. But it ain't enough. It wasn't for me anyway. And I've seen it not be enough for others too. It all depends on what you want out of life, if this is the life you've chosen. You've already survived your first match. You've made it this far and seen what it's like at the bottom. But that's just the start of it. The invitation to the slaughter. The building blocks of our industry. You gotta find out how much more you're willing to endure. How much you want to build yourself up in the ring. And your bricks and mortar for that building, they're all fractures and missing teeth. Blank time from getting knocked in the head. You build with that. You build from that. You make yourself better.
Technician Sandu, please come to the requisitions office. There's a sketchy-looking courier here with a package for you, and no one else wants to sign for it. Technician Sandu, please come to the requisitions office.
There's a lot you can do to improve yourself. You've probably heard of some of it, even out on the streets. Body modifications, performance-enhancing implants, wired reflexes, synthetic adrenal glands, reinforced bone tissue, muscle grafts. Stick with it long enough and you end up like me, body made mostly of wires and metal. But it's more than just a product of science. Every new adjustment you make to your body has to be a reflection of your will to win, to overcome, to succeed. It's not enough to have the tools to win. You have to have the will to win as well. And that's something you'll only find inside yourself. And maybe you will. Maybe you've got what it takes to claw your way up a mountain of bodies and win your way through to the true top-tier competitions. Maybe you've got the nerve, the grit, the steel. Or maybe you don't. But if you do, if you make it to the top, where the real warriors finally end up, you'll find me up there, waiting for you. Because I don't plan on going anywhere for a while. I worked too hard to get where I am, simply because I wanted it. Someone wants to get past me and take my place on the top of the pile. They have to want to knock me down way more than I want to stay up.
Dr. Piranesi, please come to your office at the earliest convenience. The, gentlemen from the promotions and scheduling department are here, and they want a word with you. Dr. Piranesi, please come to your office at your earliest convenience.
That's the key to winning, kid. You need the will to succeed, along with the right tools and the skill and desire to use them. And you have to use them better than the other guy. You have to want what you want, more than they want what they want. And if you make it as far as me, well, that's certainly a testament to how much you want to win. And at that point, we can test whether you want it more than I do. I won't grudge you that, should it ever come down to it. I just want what I want. And I want to win. Always have. So that's what I keep doing.
Dr. Svalinsky, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 1. Dr. Svalinsky, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 1.
But that's something that can wait for another day. Something to look forward to. You've got some more pressing concerns in the moment. You're going to have a few weeks of downtime at least. You're going to have a lot of time to think. And to get bored. The time we all spend after a fight, licking our wounds and getting back on our feet. That's the time when it's easiest to lose sight of the goal. You gotta stay focused on what you want. I'll send you some combat training manuals. Good useful stuff to keep your mind occupied and maybe speed up your training. Let's see. That neural jack you got there on the side of your head. Yeah, you can plug those manuals right in and get the full experience. A word to the wise, though. First chance you get, you want to get that jack taken out and moved someplace less accident-prone. You're gonna get kicked in the head. A lot. And those old plug-in jack ports, they get knocked loose or dented in. That's a hell of a headache.
Specialist Marduk 7, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 2. Your experimental testing volunteer has arrived and is being prepped for their procedure. Specialist Marduk 7, please report to cybernetic implant chamber 2.
I'd highly recommend an induction jack rather than a plug-in. and put it someplace that doesn't look like such a good target. Oh yeah, you'll pick up more tech as you go. Stuff that makes it just a little bit easier to beat fighters at your own level. You're still gonna have a lot of time spent just like you are now, but that will happen less and less the better you get, and the more modifications you make. Some of the mods you can get here at the clinic. Hell, some of them won't even cost you. The clinic specialists are always looking for volunteers to test out new tech. I spent a lot of my early days as a lab rat for the second generation of reflex wires. The new ones are far better. These new 5th gen systems can make you feel like the world is happening in slow motion sometimes. But even the older ones were good for their time. Although they give you a twitching fit if you got hit just wrong.
Nurse Ray, report to the central duty station and get your cat off my desk. He knows he's not allowed in here. Nurse Ray, come and get this goddamn cat, please.
Take my advice, kid, and get on the list for everything the techs are willing to put in you. Talk to them whenever you can. Find out what they're working on, and offer to help them test it. Take all the freebies you can get. They're not messing around here. Each technical group is trying to outdo the previous generation of cybernetic modifications, and they're almost as competitive as the actual arena fighters. Just know there's risk involved in that too, kid. Something goes wrong in one of those surgeries and you're not waking up. It almost happened to me once, back when I got my first set of Gen 3 reflex wires. I spent 3 weeks in a sort of waking coma, and the only reason they didn't haul me down to the morgue was because one of the surgical techs was absolutely convinced the wires went in wrong, and he could fix it. It's the only time in my life I've ever been truly afraid. But it was pure hell while it lasted.
Dr. Fells, please come to the funeral chapel at your convenience. Dr. Fells, please come to the funeral chapel at your convenience.
I got over it though, eventually. And things like that don't happen too often here. They do things right at the clinic. It's those sketchy back alley cyber shops you want to watch out for. The ones that always seem to have a dog or a cat with augmented eyes and a mechanical tail. The sort of place where the guy who calls himself a doctor has a bunch of text sticking out of him that looks like it was pulled from old smartphones. Don't ever go to those places. They may have some fancy goods, some even on a level with what we have here at the clinic. But you're as likely as not to pick up a batch of infections, both biological and technological. It ain't worth the risk. Not to people like you and me.
Contestant Overdrive, please report to Cybernetic Implant Chamber 1 for your scheduled surgical procedure. Contestant Overdrive, please report to Cybernetic Implant Chamber 1 for your scheduled surgical procedure.
They're playing my song, kid. I'm about to go and become a new and improved version of my current self. You just try to relax and focus on healing up. I'll see to it that those combat manuals I mentioned find their way to you. It can get real boring just sitting around. Believe me, I know. See you around, kid.